Hello, it's Trucker Joe, and welcome back to Space Engineers. Last episode, I was chased down by a bunch of pirates, and they had a lot of installations around my base, and I could not stay. So after a very sloppy retreat, I finally escaped. And so here I am, trying to get away as quickly as possible. Let's get the HUD back, just in case I'm being followed, and so that I can see my speed, because I don't actually want to drop in speed if I can avoid it. I can't help but be just a little frustrated with myself. Anyone who, if you're very perceptive, you would have noticed that I'm actually in a slightly different position than I left off on. And that is because I had to go into a backup, because apparently during my last outro I set myself up for a collision. And also, yeah, that was about a month ago. I've been recording these sort of separately, but also I record in advance, so that's why there's such a weird disconnect in the comments and me responding to them. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, it looks like I finally cleared that mountain, and for the first time I've ever seen it, there's actual oxygen here. So I'm going to have to be very careful. By oxygen I mean that's sea level. That's water. I think this might be where I'll set up base. I'm going to have to be very careful to watch behind me though, because I have no clue if I'm being followed, as I stated earlier. But yeah, this actually looks like a decent place for me to go. So I'm going to go there. But I think I can probably land right here. Gotta be careful because I actually am very heavy. Come on. I'm also listing a little to the right and listing a bit forward. Let's just arrest all of that velocity. I'm watching just my velocity as I move. I'm just trying to arrest it. I think this is the best I can get, so let's just try to land. Come on. No more sideways velocity. Am I just... Yeah. Come on. There we go. Let's turn off inertia dampeners, and we now have an entire day. Let's get back into first person, shall we? And let's not waste hydrogen. So, I successfully navigated to this lovely area. I want to check something out. So, let us actually use some of this hydrogen. I want to just scout out this area. Can I tell what resources we have? Silicon? Silicon's okay, I guess. What I'm looking for is iron. Also, there's a bit of a lag spike. Looks like my backups are actually being saved. That's good. But yeah, so we just got a bunch of silicon and magnesium. Okay. I'm going to create a GPS. So I know there's silicon and magnesium here. There's also ice, which can become our power source, I think. A primary power source, because what I can do, and what I'm thinking I should do, is basically I could set up a base that is just sort of in the middle of the ice lake. And that base can have a bunch of miners that mine just out a large area underneath. And the idea is that it can have them sort of gather ice and put them into a storage, which it would then, that storage would be processed into hydrogen engines, and it wouldn't be efficient, but it would work. And we have so much ice here that I'm tempted to do that. I even know a good way to automate it. Here's the second node that was also immediately available. I think there might actually, if we look here, there might actually be a node right in that area. So I'm going to have to check that out too. Yeah, ice, iron. Okay, iron. And I think cobalt also tends to spawn with iron, but I'm not sure. But that's an immediately greeted with the iron. I'm really, really happy. So I have no clue what the other resources are in that node, but the fact that we have easily accessible iron means that this has to be our base. I have no choice. In fact, I'm going to fly my respawn pod to be right about where this iron is. Turn on dampeners or get a little bit of height. And then I'm just gonna do this. Okay, come on. Yeah, it's so finicky. There we go. Let's just turn everything off. Let's do it like this. Have it lift off the ground. And then we could just do this. And this can be the foundation for our base. It should actually be a little lower in the ground, yeah. But this should be perfectly flat terrain, so there shouldn't be any problems from this. So we'll just build up a temporary structure here. Start on this tower. And it should probably be very high up. And then something like this. I guess. Yeah, this is the design I wound up with. And I'll have to grab some steel plate. Let's just grab 30 of those. And just do this pattern so that they don't overlap or occlude each other. At least our temporary power source. And I have no clue if this is even the right way to do this. I think it isn't. But there's nothing stopping me. Let's just build everything. So which one is closest to being finished? This one. So let's get our power situation started first. We got a lot of oxygen, and it's warm in this frozen biome. I still find that super amusing. Okay. So, yeah, you know the drill. I just gotta situate myself again and make sure I have everything. Okay, I'm going to have to take some of these. I'm so sorry. That gets everything aside from displays, metal grids, and computers. So what I need here are metal grids, and they're in the passenger seat. Okay. I'm going to need to produce one. Oh right, I can't actually make metal grids. I'm down exactly 1 metal grid. And I need iron ingots. I do get unknown signals, so I could always fly over to one of those and hope I get lucky and get a metal grid. Well, it landed somewhere up there, didn't it? Okay. Well then, I did replace this, so let me just, while that processes, run off to here. Okay, I need to try to get a look at this. Oh, it's the one I hate. I hate this one. Don't be surprised if I start having to shoot it. Oh, but the parachute is slowing it down. So I might actually be able to stop it by not dying. Ha! Ha! You thought you could outrun me, but you were wrong. Now I just have to grind you down for parts. Okay, you know what? That can tumble down the hill. I don't need all of what's on there, just a little. I'm actually really upset because it appears I had managed to destroy one of my metal grid, and I don't believe there's any part on this entire small grid vehicle. What? Never mind. I know exactly where to get my metal grid now. I only need one. So of course, I'm going to take it. Let's just get rid of this metal grid. Only need the one. There we go. Now I just need the displays and the computers. Only enough for a few. I don't actually need those, so I also don't have enough silicon. Actually, that might be false. Do I have silicon? Oh, I have plenty of silicon. Never mind. I guess I really am going to be making an early mine. I have no ice left, so I'm going to let's click dig. So, okay. I want to know how deep this gets.
Inventory full.
Oh, I can't actually hold any more ice. That's a problem. Okay, maybe I should build this the small container next. Say goodbye to your interior plate. I'm just doing this because I want a place to shove all of the ice, and I don't want to waste any because it is a finite resource, and even if I'm going to burn it for power, it still should be dealt with properly. Come on. Okay, I figured out how much depth it has. What I'm going to have to do is create a GPS right here and say that's the stone layer. And that'll be important a bit later. But I'm just going to call this, this is where the ice layer ends, and I don't need that to be visible right now. I just wanted a GPS right here so that I know how to set up my miners when the time comes. Iron. Yes. I assume I'm going to get a lot of stone out of this as well. But we should be able to process all this iron and get the rest of the parts we need for the assembler.
Inventory full.
So what do we wind up with? Half stone, half iron. I think that's fine. Looks like we got another unknown signal, and this one's actually right on top of us. So let's just process out all of these materials. And I'm just going to shove this in the back here, and what should happen is we should see the production finish off. I need computers. I need 43. And I'm producing a little bit more than I actually need. Good. What can I do to pass the time? What can I do? I have a full hydrogen tank. Let's just go ahead and go out and see what this unknown signal is about. Let's take a close look. Okay, I know which one this is. This one is a probe. Also, I do not know why everything is named special content power here. I feel like that must be a bug. Let's see, what did I get? Carpet gloves. Well, that's actually different from what I've been getting, so interesting. And I did get some interior plate, and I'd say that's worth it. I'm just gonna rip off the functional components. Oh, we have more than enough parts, actually. Oh yeah, this was the first time I actually assembled the proper assembler. But we should have access to literally every block now. Aside from a few. Okay, got quite a bit to build. So I just need the metal grid now. And so that means finding cobalt. Which is going to be a bit of a pain, because I don't actually know if I had access to it. In fact, okay, none of this is worth going back for anyway. So I'm going to head off to this other unknown signal. Hope it's not the one that rolls downhill, because those are an absolute nightmare. I'm going to hope for sunrise soon, although I can't bet on that. Okay, orange flashing lights. Oh, this is the one with the large grid thing. Okay, what do I get? Nothing. I think I hit the limit of what I can get from these things. So what's in here? Letters, computers, enhanced hand drills. You know, I can't help but wonder. Could I? Oh, it even states what it is. Oh, I didn't know that. I may specifically, even though that would be a big help, I might just switch to ship-based mining very soon as I can afford to. What materials could I get if I disassembled these, I wonder? So I'm going to deposit everything, I guess, that I can into this. And then I'm going to see what happens if I deconstruct this hand drill. Because, yes, this is a really great boon to have. But if there's a way I can get the resources I need, which would be the cobalt, then I have to use it. There's no cobalt. This thing does give cobalt. Gives 2 cobalt. How much cobalt do we need? 24. It's not worth it. So I'm just going to equip it instead. Yeah, I don't want to finish welding this until I have the grids. I've been hoping for some to drop out of the sky. I'm kind of trapped. Okay, let's head for this unknown signal. And if I don't find anything, I'm heading straight back. It's another one of those, it seems. Oh no, it's not. It's one of these. Yeah. Okay, I can start deconstructing these enhanced grinders now. It's so peaceful out here. I'm honestly kind of glad. Looks like we outran our enemies, for now. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Yeah, it's another one of these spots. Okay, well, since I have an extra one, I'm going to disassemble this. Yeah, I get almost nothing from that. I think I have no clue what I'm doing. So I think it's time I start planning everything out. So while in lieu of actual battery power storage, and in lieu of the 4 metal grid that I need, because that doesn't exist. Okay, maybe I could grab it from the thruster underneath. I don't think those get... No. These do actually require metal grid. So I could actually just put those in there. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to rip out the thruster from under the seat, because I don't need it anymore. Besides, I'm going to redesign this thing dramatically anyway. Or not. I could actually just plug it into my base and have it serve as a battery. In which case, that might actually be how I do this. So instead of having this battery up here, I could just plug this in. That'll serve as a battery. But it wouldn't be very great for charging other batteries. So there's that issue. I just want the metal grid from this. Thanks. Thank goodness I don't need the metal grid anymore. At least not for now. I'm going to have to figure out where to get my metal grids. Because I could have sworn I tore them off of these atmospheric thrusters before. And I should have more than a few of them. But I don't. And I think what happened was because I never really fully salvaged any of the drones attacking me. I also have no clue if there are any nearby, and I'm kind of afraid to expose myself because they don't seem to know where I am. At least not right now. I don't want to spawn drones against me. I'm going to give it a space so that I can route it into my system. They'll converge in the center, and in between these two, there's going to be a hydrogen engine coming off of it. So let's just pull all the resources for this first one. Thank goodness. So I am going to have a power source very soon. But it's going to be very manual for the time being. Yes. So, now we're storing power. So that'll recharge in 3 hours. That's actually pretty good. And with the addition of this engine, it should be amazing. So ridiculous. Since I'm really just waiting for things to process, let's just go outside. Let's take a couple of these and look for some possible ores. Now it looks like there might be something in this area, because that is definitely a different quality, but I think that might just be shadows playing a trick on me. I have to be careful not to wander too far, or I might trigger something to spawn. And if that happens, then I'm definitely doomed. Especially if it's too close. Nope. Well then. Not much is really happening. Okay, I did find a surface node. I found two next to each other. Better not be silicon. Okay. So I have a magnesium node here. There's one right across from it. If it has cobalt, then that'll save my butt. Nope, it's silicon. Okay, well, at the very least, I am scouting out these surface deposits. But they never seem to have cobalt in them. Which is what I really need. Maybe there's something here. That looks particularly dark, but I don't see anything. Oh, what's this? No, undulations. I keep getting excited and then disappointed. Because all of that surrounds me is just ice, ice, and more ice. It's pretty, but it doesn't have anything. Just lots of ice. It's very inhospitable for rovers, which means I need cobalt if I want to get anywhere, but there's no cobalt. So I'm really just hoping to brush past a rock and get lucky and be like, oh hey, look at this, that's a cobalt deposit. Iron? Oh, I found another iron node. On accident. Okay. That's good. With nickel. Okay. Okay. I'm getting somewhere here. Oh, there's a lot. So how can I tell this area away apart from the others? Oh, it's just so subtle. So, okay. I don't know if I can turn the contrast up, but hopefully you can see. So you can see how it has patches and the way shadows grow. You're looking for sort of this bluish patch. Like there's one right in this area, but you wouldn't be able to tell just by looking at it. So we got iron and we got nickel. But what I'm looking for is cobalt. Okay, I'm convinced my search is not in vain. I am running out of hydrogen though, so I should probably head back soon. I feel like this might be another patch. Nope. It's just really hard because you have to really study the surface and look for this weird bluish gray that doesn't belong. Like maybe there's a spot here. Yep. This is iron and cobalt! Cobalt! Yes! Yes! That's so good. Okay. So this is going to be 3. I'm not leaving without some cobalt. So let's just dig right in. Let's dig in. Bon appetit. Oh, I'm so happy that I managed to find that. Even if it was just pure luck. Also, my light's on? Okay, now it's on. That was weird. There's the cobalt. I was getting worried that I might have been mining up my cobalt instead. Finally got cobalt, and we have nickel, and we have yet another source of iron. There's going to be no shortage of iron I am going to drop all my ice because I specifically want all the cobalt. I can get more ice at my base, so worst case scenario, I can just replace it all. Is that all the cobalt? Looks like all the cobalt. I'm going to grab what I can of the ice then. And we'll just run back. But now, I should have all the resources I need. I am so lucky. So I basically spoke that into existence. So I have a cobalt mine now. Yeah, and I learned how to find more resources. Because I finally ran upon them in chance, and silicon. Ha! What else is in here? Problem is the irregularities don't actually tend to show up in the ice, and I think that's part of what throws me off. Okay, if you look at this carefully, there is an irregularity in the ice, but it is the fact that there's more yellowed areas in the ice. So silicon, magnesium, and nickel. Yeah, let's go here because this area, it shows all three. So that, I would call this a very successful outing. And this is actually a really resource-rich area. Now that I know how to spot it, it's going to be easy. I'm happy. And now, we should actually produce all the cobalt we need for this. It looks like we ran through all of our resources. Oh, we need motors. We do have hydrogen though. Hydrogen power is almost online. Okay, why won't this engine run? I should have hydrogen power now, but something's not right here. Let's spawn in a hydrogen tank, and we'll see how that works. That's actually everything that I can put. Okay, just having this added, and it's suddenly running. I'm guessing it's some sort of bug then that caused it not to work. Because it needed that, and it is producing half of its power output. It's not great, but it is something. And it runs through ice incredibly quickly. Well then, we have a successful little base here. Now of course this thing, it's definitely not running at its full capacity. It's only running about half capacity, but it's probably providing more than enough power to fully recharge this battery. So just one of these can probably replace all of this. I'm going to disable it and then just well, no, I didn't want to add the components. Let's remove that wind turbine. I want to disable these and just see, are we self-sustaining? It'll recharge in 2 hours. But it's not producing anything. So now engine's running. How much power are we producing? 40 minutes, and it's definitely charging pretty quickly. It'll deplete in 2 hours and recharge in 40 minutes. So long as I have ice, a steady influx of ice, I should be able to produce enough power to power everything off of it. And I'll probably only need one of these, but I'll probably extend this production as I go on, and I'm likely going to have these hydrogen tanks filling up as well. This is definitely not an efficient way to generate power, but I'm surrounded by potential fuel sources, so I think this will actually be a decent way to charge everything. So yeah, once I have a proper miner though, like a personal miner, I might build a rover in order to transport around and save power. Then from there, I can work up my infrastructure of automated mining vehicles in order to keep this engine fueled, which would keep everything else powered, and give me a steady influx of resources that I use often, like iron would be the first thing that I'd automate after the ice. So yeah, so you have that to look forward to in the next episode. I have no clue how much of that I'll get done, but I am definitely going to try my best. And I'll have at least a personal miner done. So see you then.